Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Maddie and I am so happy that you are here. Today's video is going to be a June TBR video and I am so excited to film this one. I personally love watching TBR videos. I think they're so fun. I have 6 books to talk about in this video, so let's go ahead and jump right in. Real quick, I also wanted to mention, if you don't know what TBR means and if you are new to this whole book talk, book YouTube channel thing, TBR just stands for to be read. Basically what you are hoping to read soon, your list of books that you want to read. And this is my list for June, so these are all the books that I want to read in June, if that makes sense. Getting started, the first book that I want to read in June is Mistborn Secret History by Brandon Sanderson. Now, if y'all have read this series, you probably know, but if you haven't, then I'm just gonna go ahead and cover kind of what this is. This book is sort of like a novella. It comes after all of the books in the Mistborn series. It kind of just covers what we don't really figure out in the series. If you've read the series, you'll know what I'm talking about. There's a lot of little things that happen that we're kind of left in the dark about, and this just kind of covers all of that. For further explanation, the back of the book just says, Mistborn Secret History sheds light on events hidden in the shadows of the original Mistborn trilogy. So yeah, we kind of just get to know some secrets that we didn't quite figure out in the series, and I'm really excited to read this one. It's absolutely tiny, if y'all can tell. Like, it is so small compared to like a normal sized book. I think that that's so precious. I literally love it. I loved this series, so I'm excited to read this one. This one I was gonna try to read in May, but I wanted to save it for this video because I also talked about the other 3 books in the Mistborn trilogy on my YouTube channel, so just wanted to also include this one. So yeah, I'm including this one in my June TBR. I'm really excited to read it. I'm excited to learn more secrets and get more of the characters. I just know it's gonna be so good. I've heard only good things about this one and just how it wraps up the series and wraps up any secrets that we didn't understand in the books. So super excited to read this one. The next book on my TBR is Better Than the Movies by Lynn Painter. This is going to be my first Lynn Painter novel, which is really exciting. I have heard only good things about this book. Everyone I know has rated it 5 stars, so it's really exciting for me. I've definitely had a really good reading year so far, so I'm excited to read this one and add to that hopefully. It is a YA. It was on the YA shelves at Target, so that's what I'm going off of. You know, and I'm not typically a YA girly. I do love me a good adult romance or an adult fantasy, but I'm excited to read this one and see how it goes. All of my best friends loved it, and yeah. This book was actually just in my sorority reading group, like their little book club. They just read this one and they all loved it, so I'm like, this is gonna be a good one. I just know. I actually have no idea what it's about. I just bought it because I know it's really good. So I'm gonna go ahead and read the back for you guys. If you haven't read this one, I'm so excited. Liz Buxbaum has always known that Wes Bennett was not boyfriend material. You would think that her next door neighbor would be a prime candidate for her romantic comedy fantasies, but Wes has only proven himself to be a pain in the butt ever since they were little. Flash forward 10 years, it's Liz's senior year, a time meant to be rife with milestones perfect for any big screen, and she needs Wes's help. Liz's former crush, Michael, has just moved back to town, and horribly annoyingly, he's hitting it off with Wes. Meaning that if Liz wants Michael to finally notice her and hopefully be her prom date, she needs Wes. But as they scheme to get Liz her magical prom moment, she's shocked to discover that she actually likes being around Wes. So yeah, y'all hearing that little story back there is actually the first time I've heard of it. So yay, it sounds really good. I'm really excited. This is a book I'm definitely going to read in June. I am making myself read it. I don't care what I want to read, I'm going to read this book. I've only heard good things. Like I said, I've heard that it's so fast paced, it's so fun, the main character's banter is so fun. I've heard only good things. I've really only heard good things. So excited to read my first Lynn Painter novel. She also has another book, I think it's called Happily Never After, that I want to read so bad. I am so excited for that one. So that will definitely, hopefully, be in my book collection very soon. I am super excited to read this one, to see what it is all about, and to give it a 5-star hopefully. I know I should not have expectations, but I have expectations. I'm excited. Anyways, the next book on my June TBR is Terms and Conditions by Lauren Asher. I just had to look at the author name, which is really embarrassing because I love her. She's my girl. I only read 2 of her books, which is Love Redesigned and then The Fine Print, which is the first book in the series, but I love her. I love her. I know a lot of people said that she's not for them because she's a little bit spicy. I take that back. She's a lot bit spicy, but I sometimes feel like I need some spice, and I love her spice. I love her spice. She does spice like I think spice should be done. Anyways, this is the second book in the Dreamland Billionaire series. I've already read the first, like I just said, and that one was fine print. I love it so far. I love the brothers in this series, and this book is about one of the other brothers that is not the main character in the first one. So I'm super excited to read about his romance. They really set up the first book to go into these other books and to go into these romantic relationships between the other brothers. So this one covers Declan and his romantic relationship with Iris, and I really liked them in the first book. We didn't really get to hear much about them like at all, but I still loved them, and I loved hearing about them when we could, and yeah, I'm just excited to read this one. So the back says, Declan, I'm destined to become the next CEO of my family's media empire. The only problem, my grandfather's inheritance clause. Fulfilling his dying wish of getting married and having an heir seemed impossible until my assistant volunteered for the job. Our marriage was supposed to be the perfect solution to my biggest problem, but the more we act in love for the public, the more unsure I feel about our contract. Caring about Iris was never part of the deal, especially when breaking her heart is inevitable. And then Iris says, my plan to marry Declan was simple in theory: move in together, throw a wedding, have a baby. We set rules to prevent any kind of issues, ones that were never meant to be broken no matter how much Declan tempts me. But what happens when our fake relationship bleeds into our real one? Falling in love was never an option, at least not for me. I love the story that we are going along in this one. I am so excited to read this. I love that they're just so against being together, but like they want to be together, you know what I mean? I love that. I'm so excited to read this one. I think this is gonna be so good. I've only heard good things about this series. They are interconnected standalones, and I have personally not really read a series that was like that. I've read maybe the first book in series that are similar, like Love Redesigned, but I haven't actually read like the second or third or whatever books in interconnected standalones. So very excited for this one. Excited to see how this goes. I already love the storyline, so super excited. Next on my June TBR is The Final Offer, which is the third book in the series that I was just talking about. This one covers the final brother. His name is Callahan, and then his relationship with Alana. I'm gonna go ahead and read the back. It's very similar to the last one, like first point of view. Callahan. I'm the Kane brother everyone gossips about behind closed doors. Trust fund brat. High functioning alcoholic. No one knows the real me but her. My childhood best friend and the only woman I ever loved. When I broke her heart 6 years ago, I promised to never return to Lake Wisteria. I kept my word until my grandfather's will changed everything. To receive my inheritance, I was tasked with spending a summer at the family lake house before selling it. The request was simple in theory until my entire plan blew up on the very first day. Turns out Lana doesn't just live at the house, but she claims to own it too. Alana. Falling in love with Callahan Kane was a mistake. He told me so before destroying my heart and our friendship 6 summers ago. When he promised never to come back, I foolishly believed him. But then Cal showed up again, intending to sell his grandfather's lake house. The biggest flaw in his plan, my name is on the deed. So this one sounds super fun and super like high stakes. Some people I know did not like this one. I've heard a couple negative things, but I've also heard like a gazillion great reviews on Goodreads and others. I love this series so far. I've only read the first one, like I said, but I'm hoping to finish the series in June for sure. The next book I hope to read in June is The Stolen Heir by Holly Black. If you did not know, this book is a part of a duology, and this duology takes place 10 years after the Cruel Prince series. If you read the Cruel Prince series, you know of Oak, who was Jude's little brother, and this series actually follows him and his love interest. This is the first book in that series, and I'm super excited to read it, especially just because I love the Cruel Prince so much. That series literally holds such a special place in my heart. I gave it, I think, 5 stars for the entire series. I should have, because I literally love it. Anyways, the back says, 8 years have passed since the Battle of the Serpent, but in the icy north, Lady Nor of the Court of Teeth has reclaimed the Ice Needle Citadel. There she's using an ancient relic to create monsters of stick and snow who will do her bidding and exact her revenge. Surin, child queen of the Court of Teeth and the one person with power over her mother, fled to the human world where she lives feral in the woods. Oak, now 17, is charming, beautiful, and manipulative. He's on a mission that will lead him into the Citadel, and he wants Sharon's help. But if she agrees, it will mean guarding her heart against the boy she once knew and a prince she cannot trust, as well as confronting all the horrors she thought she left behind. If you haven't read the Cruel Prince series, you're not going to understand this, so please read that. But so good, so amazing. It doesn't really spoil anything. The back doesn't really, I mean, it really doesn't, so I wouldn't worry about that. I am so ready to dive back into this world. I just have missed the characters so much. I love Oak. I loved the role he played in the first series, so I'm super excited about this one. But yeah, so this is another one of the June TBR books that I'm super excited to read. And finally, the last book on my June TBR, which is actually a book I've already started. Today is, I think, June 3rd, so I have already started this one on the 1st, and that is A Court of Wings and Ruin, which is the 3rd book in the ACOTAR series, which I did talk about in my last video, and I'm sure all of you know about. This is by Sarah J. Maas. I literally love her. I'm so excited that I'm diving back into this world. I took a little bit of a break for 2 days just to do work stuff and other things, but I dived back in on the 1st, and I'm still reading it, still going strong, and I'm obsessed. I don't really want to say too much about this because it is going to spoil the first 2 books, but so good. It is amazing so far. There's so much going on, so much adventure, so much war, so much just like political things. And if you know me, you know I love politics in my books, and this is definitely a very political book. So there is just so much going on. I'm really excited. It's just jam-packed with action and fun and just so thrilling. So super obsessed with this one so far. I'm excited to finish it and hopefully get the next book in this series. But yeah, those are all my books that I hope to read. I am definitely going to read some other books because there are only 6 in this, and Mistborn Secret History is pretty small. So hopefully I'm going to get through all these, and then after that I'm going to do some mood reading with some other things that I want to read. And yeah, so I hope you are enjoying my video so far. I hope that you will come back and watch the next couple of videos. I am going to do a reading vlog for some of these books, so super excited about that, and stay tuned. I'm also going to do a what's on my iPhone because that was requested, so that is coming very soon. Definitely going to be doing some reading vlogs this month, maybe some shopping, just stuff like that. So I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and I hope you stay tuned for the next, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye! My camera just died again. Y'all, today is the biggest struggle ever.